needs well-being. Good relationship and companionship. Good health. Financial stability. Everyone needs true wellness.
This is another Tuesday, and you know Tuesdays for us is always a good day.
Stay hooked on the True Word Television every Tuesday
Welcome again to the True Wellness Connections.
at 5:30 p.m. Winnipeg or Central Time to join Claudine Sintije
That heartbreaking situation that you are in right now, it is just for a moment.
Elizabeth Bremo,
Know your do's and don'ts. Then know the area you want to work on.
and many more well-equipped panelists
Because I never see anybody that waited upon the Lord and God put to shame.
to be educated,
When you study, don't study only for one day in a week and think you've arrived.
equipped,
No one can ever be perfect.
Nobody.
And no one can get it right all the time. We can all mess up.
sharpened,
To be a relaxed woman is more powerful than a talkative.
and empowered towards your true wellness.
You can change yourself. You can change how you see things.
From parenting, educating, health, finances,
When you are facing one issue or the other, the whole of you is involved.
relationships,
Every human being will face situations that they were not expecting.
spiritual,
Jesus said to his disciples, in this world you will have tribulation, so be of good courage.
and day-to-day life matters.
Everything is all about life.
They cut across all topics to make sure you reach the goal of being well.
We talk about homes, education, we talk about children, we talk about marriage.
Different topics, different guests.
If we must deal with challenges and vulnerabilities, especially vulnerabilities, we have to deal with pain.
The True Wellness Connections, every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Winnipeg or Central Time with Claudine Sintije and Elizabeth Bremo
We would be glad to have you with us.
on the True Word Television. Don't dare miss an episode. This program is proudly brought to you by Nefertiti 24K Gold Soap. Jabari Design Watches. And Nefertari Beauty.
Hello, everyone. This is the True Wellness Connection broadcasting from the True Word television station. My name is Elizabeth Bremo, and I'm here together with me today, a wonderful sister. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the True Wellness Connection. My name is Claudine Sintije. So happy and excited again to join you in your home, as today we do kind of our last show of the year.
Yes. So today our show will be divided into two. The first section is just to appreciate God for His faithfulness from the beginning of the year, which is January, till now, which is December. We just want to have a recap of the year and to see various guests we've had and various topics that we've talked about, and just to see how God has been good to us.
Yeah, for sure. It has been quite a journey from January until today. You know, winter time, springtime, raining, snowing,
Yeah.
but every Tuesday we made sure we are here and with a various topic, and really it has been such a blessing, such a growth. What do you think?
Yeah.
To see how we start and how we do it now, it looks like every year we are growing.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So we're going to look into some clips. Maybe after 2 or 3, we're going to talk about various topics that we've dealt with on this show.
Yeah, because sometimes we don't even remember. We have had so many guests to the point that we requested that we really want to look back and they just remember some of the topic we have had, some of the guests we have had, and just see how we have actually touched the life of many that are following us. Without forgetting touching our own life, because whenever we host people, we are not only feeding you, we are feeding ourselves.
That's right.
So we are all growing together basically with every show that we have ever presented here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay.
We all can see that it's not working out for you. But instead of complaining, can you move away from complaining to praise? Can you say, Father, I cannot see any way out? And you know, when we look back into the Israelites' story, they were facing the Red Sea. Tell me the way in the Red Sea. No, they cannot see any way. But when Moses talked to God and the Lord told him what to do, there was a way.
Sometimes we need to be able to understand that as a human being, we are a spiritual human being.
Yeah.
Like everything that happened in the physical, somehow it began in the spirit.
Yeah.
That's what the word of God is telling me.
There was a day something happened. Oh my God, this is, this is, yeah. So something happened, and I called one of my sisters. I was so upset. Okay, but then within me, I know it's not about that. There was a lot of things that I
Going on.
buried,
Yeah.
not processed. So, but my sister saw only the reaction, but not knowing that I've swallowed a lot and keep moving on, because there are so many things to do. There is ministry, there is church, there is life, there is everything. Okay? So, thank God for my sister to pause and said, instead of coming to attack me,
To attack you
yes, she paused and gave me space.
And that is wisdom.
That's what we should
she
do.
She gave me that space. She paused.
Some people, they just decided, oh yeah, I don't like this situation, I'm just walking away. Walking away does not really usually, fix the problem. But when you face the problem with courage, believing and the trusting in yourself, very, very important.
That's
we
right.
all have the power and the capacity to resolve issues and the problem in our life. But we need to come to our senses in believing in ourselves that I have got this financial problem.
Yeah.
I'm facing financial issues. I can have the second job. I'm facing a health problem. Why can't I just drop this job and focus on myself, and then when I come back to my feet, I will do this?
Yeah.
So what we are saying is that every small step you are making in your life, be mindful of you living your best.
Wow. The year has been loaded for us, because just looking at those 4 clips reminded me in particular of how faithful the Lord has been. We've handled topics that we may term hard, but we've discussed about a lot of things, and now we can get strength from the Lord. What do you think?
Yeah, one thing I like about looking back is how vulnerable we accept to be.
Yeah.
As much as we do speak to you, and most of things that we speak to ourselves, and that's why we didn't want to touch your life, knowing and acknowledging that, like, sometimes we can be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Being vulnerable can be a way of healing and like a way of accepting yourself or accepting the fact. So when I look back, I see ourselves think about how can we unpack things that have been overloading our, our life, and they just like, allow yourself to be, allow yourself that, you can make a mistake and grow out of it. Like there's so many things that in life sometimes we hold ourselves captive instead of finding a way we can move on and be a better person from maybe the mistake we may have made in the past. So, it feels so good to be able to look back. So, yeah.
Yeah, and whenever we have a recap like this, it's to bring back into our memory what we've talked about during the year, and also how we've grown, because to our audience, whenever we are speaking, as we are speaking to you, we are speaking to ourselves. So, no one has arrived. We are all working towards perfection. So, whenever we have a recap, it's to bring back what we've talked about, is to remind us of what God can do in our lives. So,
yeah. And also, we take an opportunity also to remember our guests and how impactful our guests have been, because without having guests, our show will never exist.
That's right.
So every time we do like a recap is a moment actually to show appreciation to everyone that we have ever hosted on this platform, and we are always still looking forward to host even more, because we want to hear your story. We want to know what you're up to. We want to know what keeps you strong, what keeps you going, because there's somebody else that you can uplift from hearing from your life experience. Because especially as an immigrant, we just want to make sure the mistake we have made in the past, you who is coming here today, we want you to be able to learn from us. Because we want to have such a successful community of immigrants that have really are using their full potential to really to benefit this new land that God have blessed us with. So so we are looking forward to host you who is watching us. Just reaching out to us, just tell us your story. We'd love to hear your story. We want to share your story to our community. We want your life experience to help build, our communities for the best of themselves.
Thank you, Apostle Jerome.
Using substance, using this or that to give you joy, that is not joy. It is happiness that lasts for few seconds or minutes. So you will not be fulfilled using any substance or doing something negative. However, that is why I said at the beginning, living your life at its best means telling yourself the truth. Okay, I have this weakness. How can I undo it?
If there is a girl or a boy that wants to come and bully you, they will see what you're wearing, that I know who I am.
Don't come closer. Be careful.
It's from the place of love. I know who I am. Right? From the place of love. From the place of knowing that God has my back. I have God with me. Even if the boy or the girl wants to come and bully you, when they see what you're wearing, that I know, they will read it. And that might even start a conversation. That the intention, what he or she wanted to come and do is to bully that child. But when they see your t-shirt saying, I'm smart, I have a beautiful heart, that can start a conversation between both of them. And the bullying will what? Cannot bully anymore.
Now, I grew up that way till I married. So as soon as it's getting to 5:30, my eyes will be doing this, and my husband will be like, you want to sleep again? I said, you know what? It's just 30 minutes. That is just it. My father made sure that we obey. At the beginning, we close our eyes. Little kids now. Close our eyes, and as soon as 6:10, we all stand up. But with time, we get used to it. I'm still used to it, though nowadays I don't observe it every day because of my schedule. But whenever I discover that I need rest, I will take it. 30 minutes, 45, I'm done. You know, we need to take care of this body. You have only one body.
Yeah.
So take good care of it.
We don't have this culture of going on vacation from where we come from.
Yeah.
We work, and even when we migrate to overseas, go abroad, we take on more shifts. We see our white counterparts taking on vacation, doing staycation, going to camps and all the rest, just taking out time to just unwind, to just rest.
Yeah.
But we will take on extra shifts.
Yes.
Extra shifts. Extra shifts.
Yes.
And a lot of us work in organizations that have that we are entitled to medical benefits, where we have allowances to go for massage.
I never go.
Go. You never go, right?
I never go. And I have it. I have a full coverage. I never go.
Okay. I didn't call your name.
You so
Wow. I really like that topic, especially seeking balance is one of the topic that I really enjoyed, because most of the time we Africans, we don't balance our schedule. Rather, we lean towards I'm here to make money, and we leave our body, we leave our rest, like massage and other things that we are entitled to because of the payments we made in our different jobs. But most of us, we don't even have time for it. So seeking balance is literally a daily thing for me.
Not only that, we work so hard, and as you say, shift, but we don't even know where our money goes. That's why we still really need to learn how we use our money. We work so hard, yes, I agree with it. By the end of the day, we have zero money in our pocket.
Yeah.
So we still have a long way to go as African to grow. Like, we work so hard, we don't take vacation, we don't rest, our account is still empty. We don't even learn how to manage our money. My daughter used to tell me, Mom, you need to tell your money where to go.
That's right.
Not the money telling you where to go. So we are still have a long journey to grow.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So like, speaking of that lady, like, I like how word send a message out there very powerfully. Things that most of the time we take for granted. We don't even think how impactful can be. How being consciously aware of the word that you are wearing on, how important it is. You know.
That's right.
Yeah, so that lady decided to have like a kind of business whereby she's printing like a t-shirt, sweaters that have a meaning that can, you know, that have a meaning that can uplift you. Like, especially at school, those students that sometimes kids can be bullied. You know, the word that you are put on, somebody else can read it, but you have to be mindful when you're putting that clothes to make sure the word that you are wearing are speaking to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And now also the topic, the first clip, which talked about how some people mar their sorrow or their sadness with alcohol, drugs, and you know, just to have a temporary happiness. When they wake up after that high state, is back to square one. So it doesn't really is not, I underline that, not expected of anyone to go for alcohol or drugs or anything to mar your sorrow or your sadness. The main thing is for you to seek joy, and Jesus is the source of all joy. Yeah.
No, I also like the fact, one thing I like about our show is that we bring people to the reality of their everyday life.
Yeah.
Everyone in one way or another, you're going to find a place in our show. It depends on the topic that we are talking about.
Yeah.
And we really usually make sure we really speak life based on what we see happening in our community. So many people, when they are going through things and the hardship, especially our young generation, our youth, they follow the trend whereby they feel like, if I don't take some drugs and I won't feel high, I won't feel happy. As you said, you can have the happiness of the moment. Happiness comes and goes. Happiness is circumstantial. It's my birthday, I'm happy. But joy is a lifetime.
It is.
It is not depending on whether things are going right and whether things are going wrong. So joy is something that is overflowing inside your heart, especially when you know that you live a life of hope. You know that when a thing is not going right now, it's just for a second. It's not it's going to last forever. So we learn to know that as much as season changes, like whatever, you may be going through at the moment is a seasonal. So we encourage people to find the best way to cope throughout their situation, other than using substances or other things that may, alter their mind. They can find another way to just endure the pain of the moment with courage, knowing that whatever the situation it is, it did not come to stay. It will eventually go away, and a new life will be on.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And now, Pastor Jerome, the last clips, please.
What is the age range for menopause? What happens if you take longer to get menopause? Because I remember going to my doctor and I was just asking such a question. The doctor said, the only thing I will tell you, just make sure you don't get pregnant.
Because you can. Because you're still ovulating. So you can. But the age range can go, even though you're having your menses, if you're having skipped or you're having changes in it, discoloration, changes in it, you could be in perimenopause.
Despite the age.
Yes, you could be in perimenopause. Because I was in perimenopause and I didn't know that. Right? There are different changes that happens with your body that if you know ahead of time, that, because we hear this one word menopause, but there are different stages, right?
That's right.
And we weren't told that. So you can be having missed periods, inconsistency, spotting. You're in perimenopause and you're feeling tightness maybe in your shoulder, ringing in your ear, your joints, you're getting up and you're cracking like snap, crackle, and pop. All of a sudden, that you're losing, progesterone rolling in your body, and so you begin to start having some of these symptoms.
What I would encourage younger couples to do, or couples who are just starting out, is to really notice if they have that personal habit, and it might be both people doing this or just one person tending to do this. If they have the habit of keeping things to themselves if something's bothering them. I think I do this myself, so I know what that experience is like, but some people are really reluctant to speak up if something's bothering them. They'll just kind of, stuff it down. They don't know, they might be uncomfortable saying something, or they don't know how to say it, or they're afraid that the other person is going to be mad or upset or is not going to take them seriously. And so I encourage people to communicate with each other on a regular basis. If there's something that you want your partner to know, say so. If your partner said or did something that bothered you, it's okay to let them know. It's okay to say, when we were out for dinner with our friends last night and you said this to me about my job or whatever it is, that made me feel, that hurt me. That hurt my feelings. That made me feel embarrassed. That made me wonder if maybe you think that my job isn't good enough, or you don't, you think that I don't work hard enough at my job or something like that. And I didn't like what you said, or I didn't like how you said it. And I think we should all feel comfortable enough with the person that we're married to be able to say something like that.
Your explanation now, most immigrants feels that ADHD is like
shame,
like a very strange disease that you will not let you, that disease will not allow you to live your life the way it should. So what do you think, or how do you think we can increase the awareness, especially within immigrants' families?
Okay, so it's unfortunate that basically since the end of time, I feel like mental health has had a huge stigma, and then that's why a lot of people don't reach out for help and they suffer in silence. So the first step is just not being afraid to ask for help, and that might be easier for you to ask for help for somebody you love as opposed to yourself. There's no shame in it, and it's interesting that a lot of people think that, because everything that I've been teased for or like people haven't liked, those are all my superpowers, right? Which I'm busy, but I can do a lot of things simultaneously. I'm really creative. I'm a quick problem solver. My brain is always bouncing, and that's why a lot of kids have trouble containing it, because even in school, the curriculum and what they're learning might be like far gone. Like, I already know this, like, let's get through this. So I think it's a sign of genius. There's a lot of studies, and I can't quote them, I don't have them, but there's a lot of studies you can look into about just the way neurodivergent brains work. It's just a different operating system. That's all it is. Like, we have the same brains, but we just, even to the chemical layers, our brains are different. And I don't think there's any shame in that. That's the way you were made. And once you learn to embrace it, it is like a huge, I don't like saying superpower, but once you learn to embrace all of you and all of your kids, you will see what magic happens. It's incredible.
That's right.
I know some.
Wow. You know, there is a topic, and that was the last clip that talked about ADHD, which is like a taboo in African community. It's something that most people doesn't talk about. If you have a child that has ADHD, it's like, you don't go anywhere, just stay at home, you know. Our people are not bold enough to really say, okay, this is what I'm going through, my child has this. So for us to have the privilege of someone that is really going through that disease, and she was bold enough to come and share what she was going through with us, it's mind-blowing for me, because she really went above and beyond in explaining and effects of some drugs. So I really enjoyed that show. I really enjoy it.
No, the show was very excellent, and especially there. We have some people in our community that have kids with ADHD, and sometimes they feel like this is the end of the world. Maybe my kids will never be will never come up to be somebody. But seeing, you know, a child, a grown woman who grew up with ADHD happen to be such a very productive woman in our community, speaking about her life experience and the journey with her own mother raising her up as a child with ADHD, and that was really mind-blowing, as you said. So that's the good thing about our show. We bring really life to the people in our community. You know, imagine that parent who have that child. You know, some of our parents, when they have a kid with ADHD, they feel like you have to hide actually that child.
Yeah.
Instead of nurturing that child, empower that child, and, you know, find the strength, because it doesn't matter whatever the disability can be, there is still an ability that that particular person still have. But you find that people, they focus on the disabled part of the human being, but we forgot that, you know what, there is ability that this person can still have.
Yeah.
This person can still be productive in our community, but we don't take advantages of that. So it is so important that, guys, you really follow our show. We speak live to our community.
Yeah.
And we want to hear from you too. Is there any life experience do you have? Is there any challenges you may have gone through in life that you feel like, you know, what I went through, I will never want somebody else to go through what this particular situation I went through. I want to share with the world. I want to be vulnerable, because remember, whatever you struggle is your story.
Yes.
We want to hear your story. We want to hear your struggle. We want to hear your resiliency. We want to hear how are you managing everyday life despite challenges that we all face in life. So we are so grateful to our guests that have come here, and we want to host them again and again.
Yes.
You know, it depends on what do you have to speak to our people in your community.
Yeah.
What legacy will you leave behind tomorrow or after tomorrow? You want to make sure you are changing your community, you are changing your generation of today.
Yeah. And I just want to say thank you to you, our audience. You've been our backbone. Without you, you know,
our show will never exist.
It will not. So thank you. Thank you for all your comments, your encouragement, your suggestion, love. We are seeing everything, and we say thank you. We really appreciate you. We'll go for a very short break, and we come back with our guest. Remember, last week we talked about managing holiday pressure. And you know what? For you to manage successfully, you will need to know how to spend wisely. So that is what our guest will talk about today. So we just go for a break for a few minutes, and we'll join you soon.
You are watching the True Word Television, spreading the true word of salvation. This program is proudly brought to you by Nefertiti 24K Gold Soap. Jabari Design Watches. And Nefertari Beauty. This program is proudly brought to you by Nefertiti 24K Gold Soap. Jabari Design Watches. And Nefertari Beauty.
You are welcome back. Thank you once again for joining us. And you know what? Please, Dad, call moms. We are back. And like I said, before we're going to talk about insurance and how to spend wisely, especially during this holiday period, because we don't want anybody to be put under any pressure. Okay? So we have a wonderful guest in our midst. This is our first time in this TV station, so it's a pleasure having you with us. Her name is Mrs. Glory Fowode. Did I say?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited to be in the True Awareness Connections today, and yeah, it's good to be seated with two beautiful ladies beside me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. So we ask you, our audience, to please like, love, comment, as she's talking about few things that we need to take note of, especially in this time. Please, if you have any question for her, write it down. We are going to go through all the comments, and definitely we will send your questions to her, and that will be, she will be coming back soon. Okay.
Tell us about you first, before we can even ask you whatever. I want to know you more, what you do. And
Absolutely, that's great. That's fine. Okay, so I'd like to introduce, my name is Glory Fowode, and I'm a financial professional with a background in information technology. So I've been in the financial space now for a couple of few years, and being here has really kind of made me come to realize or understand the financial terrain here in Canada, which is quite different from back home. I'm Nigerian, right? So which is quite different from what we have back home in Nigeria, and I believe for other African countries too as well, right? So I'm a mission to educate families, individuals on the developing financial strategies that align with their financial goals. I've come to notice things about most people here in Canada is that when it comes to finances, they don't understand how it works, money. And that's why you get to see lots of people living from paycheck to paycheck. The problem is not the fact that they don't earn enough, but I think it all boils down to the fact that they don't have a budgeting system in place.
That's right.
And that is why having the proper financial foundation helps in building the finances.
That's right.
Yeah.
okay. Well, thank you so much. That's very, very interesting. And I'm looking forward myself to learn, because, you know, finances is not my strength at all. As hard as I work, but I feel like sometimes I don't even know what to do with my own money. So I have a question for you. I just wanted to tell us about investment account and how maybe to set up like a proper financial plan. Because, you know, I remember every time I try to do some, you know, bank accounts, like open some accounts, whatever. So when you want to invest, sometimes you go to your bank, your advisor, and they will tell you, they'll ask you, do you want to like low risk or medium risk and the high risk? You know, they'll be like, okay, if you do low risk, and then that means your money will be guaranteed. When you do like, you know, medium, you know, high, you know, when you go high, that means you can lose. I say, man, I can do anything but not losing my money. So, but sometimes I'm hearing for those who knows about finances, but sometimes you have to be able to risk in order to get something.
Exactly.
So can you tell us about how to open investment account, or what to looking forward to when maybe those advisors are asking you questions such as, should I put in a low or in high? Please give us some direction.
All right, sounds good. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I talk about the investment part of it, I know you made mention about having to develop a proper financial plan. So when it comes to financial planning, I put it in 4 different pillars. So the first one is protection. The second one is debt management. The third one is emergency funds, saving for emergency fund. And the fourth one, investment, which you talked about, is the fourth pillar. So we're talking about them in that category in terms of the first one, which is protection. So that forms the basics of a solid financial plan. Yeah, so just like when you're building a home, you want to have a foundation, right? So if the foundation is not solid, then
Mhm.
it means there's a tendency for that house to collapse.
Oh, yes.
So same thing applies with our finances. When there is no proper foundation, then it means you have the loophole for us not to have a proper structure in place. So talking about protection, we're talking about having yourself being protected. And that is where many persons tend to miss it a lot. Because people see protection as, oh, okay, I'm in Canada, I don't really need to worry about anything. The government is there to provide whatever I need. But that's not the way it works. And that's why you get to see when something happens, people find it difficult to bounce back.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. So I always talk about you have to have protection for your life. You have to protect your life, protect your head, because that builds the foundation for your wealth. Then the other part of it is the debt management. Lots of Canadians today are in debt.
Yes.
So statistics shows that if a household family is $20,000 in debt. I'm not talking about the mortgage.
No,
debt.
no, that's a good
Just
debt.
is just the commercial debt, which is your credit card debt, right?
Yes, yes,
And imagine a home that has $20,000, that is $20,000 in debt. How do you, if they're going to make the minimum payment on that debt, it means they have to pay like $400 monthly to get the debt paid out, or paid off rather.
On time.
Yeah. And that would take about 20 to 20 something years
Imagine,
to get that paid out. And someone who is in debt, how is it possible for that person to build wealth or to go into investment? Because the interest rate on the credit card is like 20% to 23%. So it means even when you're paying the minimum payment on that debt, you're not getting cleared out.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And another part of it too as well is the fact that Canadians don't have savings. It's so sad, but that is what we see out there. Because when I get to discuss with people, I find out that when I ask them, okay, do you have something saved up for emergency? They're like, no, because they are literally living paycheck to paycheck. So $8,000 not in their emergency funds.
No.
So if something was to happen, it becomes challenging for them. And the next thing they do, they run off to their credit card, getting themselves back again into more debt. Right? So I thought you need to have the structures in place. Once you've been able to get a solid protection, which is having insurance in your life and on your health, having to deal about debt management, emergency funds, savings towards the emergency funds. I normally recommend have savings for 3 to 6 months of your expenses. With that, if something happens, you have something to fall back to, so you don't go into debt. Then the other part, investment, you talked about. Yeah, many persons, when it comes to investment, they think investment is something that they put aside because they feel, I don't need to worry about this. And that's where you have to plan for your retirement. Yeah, because many persons see retirement to be something that is far. But the truth of the matter is retirement is not far.
No, it comes quicker.
It's very,
Tell me about it.
It's closer than you think, right? And I tell people that putting something aside will definitely help in the long run at the end of the day.
That's right.
Talking about the various investment accounts. In Canada here, for example, just accounts we could leverage for us to have better refunds, better returns on our money, and for us to have tax advantages and also be able to enjoy tax-deferred accounts too as well. So one of those accounts is a TFSC account, which you could invest. So many persons use the TFSC account as just their regular savings account, whereas that account can be leveraged into an investment account.
Yes.
So by the time you're reaping the fruits of your investment, whatever you're taking from that account is tax-free.
Yes.
It's tax-free. So I'll tell people, before you think about any other account for your investment, leverage your TFSC account, because with that, you enjoy the benefit that comes out of it. It's tax-free, and whatever money you make after the account gets into your pocket.
That's right.
Yeah, I know you made mention of, okay, going to the bank and you're thinking about what investments you should do, right? So you talked about having high investment or low investment categories based on
like
that.
the interest.
The interest. Okay, so the way investment works is that it all depends on your risk profile. So when you go to the bank wants to understand what's your knowledge on investment.
Yeah.
What is your risk tolerance? Are you kind of person that when the market fluctuates,
you cry,
you panic, you're scared of losing your money, right? You're scared of when the market fluctuates, then I'm going to lose my money, right? So the bank will ask you, okay, fine. Okay, so are you ready to take this kind of risk? And you tell the bank, oh no, I want to keep my capital. I want my money back. Okay, then the bank will say, okay, fine, this is your risk level. This is your risk tolerance.
And actually, that's what the bank wants, right?
Yeah. then eventually, you're given a fund that is kind of secure, I would say guaranteed return. And most times, guaranteed returns don't have good rates.
It doesn't have a good rate in your pocket, but they have a good rate for the bank.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So what the banks do, the banks take our money and they invest it.
Yes.
In stocks. Exactly. And they get good returns. So because you've told the bank, okay, you know what, I'm not good at taking this risk, the bank is taking the risk on your behalf. And whatever return you sign up to, okay, 1% rate of return, then that comes to your pocket.
Yep.
But I tell people that if you're scared to invest, then it means you don't want to make your money work for you.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah. Because the money has to work for you. And when you're investing, investment is not a short-term thing. It's not something you're putting your money in today and you're expecting it to get a return in 2 years' time or in the next coming year. Investment could be on different phases. You could have a long-term investment or a short-term investment.
That's right.
So if, for example, you're saying, okay, you want to invest, you want to plan towards your retirement, then we are looking at a long-term goal, a long-term investment. It means at that point, you should not be scared to let the money work for you. You should not be scared to, okay, I know people have different risk level, risk tolerance, but don't be led back to put your money in instruments, in vehicles that would be able to give you a good return. But at the end of the day, we want to put our money in a place that we have good returns.
That's right.
And also, we don't want a situation whereby our money is deflated. So I'm going to give you a story. What happened, a friend of mine that happened, she told me, it happened to her like a few months ago. So I was just chatting with my friend and I asked her, what are your plans for retirement? And she told me that, she had an RRSP account, which is a registered retirement savings plan. Yeah. That she has $10,000 in the account and she opened it in one of the big banks. I don't want to call names. One of the big banks 3 years ago. And it was $10,000 she put into the account. And I asked her, okay, what's the interest rate? What's the performance on the account? What's the profit?
Yes.
She's like, she doesn't know. She was so hesitant to she doesn't know. The money is there. I believe when I retire, I will have something in place for myself for retirement. Then I kind of pushed her and told her, you know what, go to the bank and just go find out what the return is. And after some days, she called me. She was so furious. And she was like, can I imagine that after 3 years, the only growth on the account is just $3? And I'm like, you mean $3 for the past 3 years? Which means inflation has worked on that money.
Yes.
The value of $10,000 3 years ago is not the same value now. Meaning what? Your money has lost value. It has depreciated. So that's what I tell people a lot. When you're investing, you need to understand the rate of return.
Yes.
Because the rate of return actually determines the performance of your money and what you will get back at the end of the day.
Wow. Thank you so much for this amazing presentation. You guys, are you following us? Are you listening? You know, so that's what we are here through Wellness Connection. We bring you, things that bring life to you. You said something very, very, very important about it. Protecting our money. You guys, sometimes we don't even know our own value. We don't remember to protect ourselves because, you are the most asset you are to your own family. You don't even think about it. What if something happened to me today? What would happen to my own family?
Exactly.
Because remember, even when we buy a car,
we put protection. We have life insurance.
The owner of the car, they make
even the government of Canada wouldn't let you drive a car without even insurance.
They will tell you if you have to die, you die alone. But, but our car
should be protected.
Our car should be protected. How much more you who's watching me today? Do you have a protection? We need to stop this nonsense of immigrant. Oh, if I protect myself, or if I die, You know, my wife will eat money. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? If you die, you have to die like a man. Not when you are dying, people, instead of crying for you, they are crying for how I'm going to bury you. Then tomorrow and after tomorrow, it's like, oh, go fund me, go fund me, go fund. Don't tell me go fund me right now. You can hear as you are speaking to you. Secure your family, secure your children. Put a value to your own life.
That's right. Exactly.
Have an insurance on you. The same way you have an insurance on your car. When you buy an insurance for your car, do you want to have an accident the next day? Why don't you throw yourself on the road and they say, I have an insurance for this guy, let me die? It's the same thing, you know. Yeah. So please, we beg you, we just want you to know, protect yourself. Like, have a foundation to your own finances. Maybe you may say like, oh yeah, as she say, we want to invest ourselves. How do you want to make an investment when you don't even know your own value?
Yeah.
So that's why it's very important, guys. Let us have an insurance. Let us protect ourselves. Protect, even, you know, when you have a mortgage.
Yeah, you gotta put a mortgage insurance.
Why they give a mortgage, they tell you, do you have an insurance for this mortgage?
Yeah, exactly.
If you
secure their money, how much our lives?
Yeah. Your own life, you can't secure it. We need to grow out of this African mentality. Oh, I'm going to pray. I'm praying so hard in Jesus' name, I rebuke it. Oh, no. Having faith does not exclude wisdom.
Exactly.
You know, you need to have wisdom. You know, one thing I find with this kind of something to somebody behind it.
Yeah. Because it's a risk to them too as well. Yeah. Right? They don't want to insure someone that's going to die tomorrow. Yeah. So of course, they want to do it when they know, okay, you have, your health is good. They are taking minimal risk because to them is a risk too. And to them, of course, they are making profit out of it. But at the same time, they want to do it when you're healthy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So that is very, very, very powerful.
Yeah, very educative.
Yeah. So, but at this point of time, there may be somebody who's following us, say like, oh man, now I'm 50-something, maybe I have already those sickness that is going on. What would you advise? Because right now, the information I'm giving to you, you may look at it. It doesn't matter how old you are, whatever it is, just go to speak to an advisor and see whatever the option you may have available at this point of time, because it is never too late.
Yeah.
If that is the case, or else, educate your children, younger kids. Because right now, as I'm speaking to you, I say my own children, I'll buy them an insurance at a very young age.
That's correct.
When they reach a certain age, I'll pass it on to them to continue. So at that time, because I understand there are some because sometimes when people think about life insurance, they think about death. They say, over my dead body. If I buy life insurance, it's like I'm saying I'm going to die tomorrow. No. There's a life insurance that comes also with investments.
Yeah. So
if
even
you don't die, you are still, you know,
enjoy.
Yeah,
enjoy your money while you're alive. So you can even still withdraw from your insurance policy because the policy has an investment part of it. So which means when you're alive, it could be part of your retirement strategy. So you can take it out of it, you can withdraw from your insurance policy, and you can use it to enjoy your life. So even if you're saying, oh, you don't want to pass on money to your family because of your own, I don't know, your own best reason, right? But you could also have the insurance policy and we take out investment even when you're alive. So you don't necessarily have to die before the insurance policy pays out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can enjoy the benefit of it even when you're still alive.
Wow, thank you so much. I understand there is a workshop, a webinar that is coming up on December 19 at the Wave Church, right?
That's correct, yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about that webinar, and is it payable, is it free, who is invited, who can we reach out? We are really so excited to know that. We are hoping that those who are following us will be able to come and join this webinar that I'm understanding is going to be taking place at the Wave Church. Can you please let us know about the webinar so we can know how to start to spread the news? Because we want to make sure people in our community really they are educated enough they can have maybe an opportunity to ask questions. So tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so yeah, the webinar is a full webinar. So you're not going to pay anything. Just come.
Free?
Just come. Free.
Oh my God.
We're going to be imparting you with so many information, understanding the basics of Canada. So many immigrants, so many persons coming to Canada, and they don't understand what the financial terrain here in Canada is. So they tend to make a lot of mistakes. So this webinar is to educate you on the financial terrain we have here in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And also to introduce to you investment opportunities, what you could leverage. Canada is blessed, I would say, and there are opportunities out there that you could leverage when it comes to investment. What are the right portfolio, the right investment vehicles you could use, you could leverage for your money, and also how to build lasting wealth. Opportunity for you to grow, how you can build a wealth that you can transfer to generations to generations. Yeah, so it's going to be a very educative section. Everyone is invited. There is no restriction in terms of age, in terms of number. Come, I will be happy to have you all there.
So what time is going to be, and then we'll say the address.
Yeah,
what
so
time?
It's going to be 5:30 p.m. and it's going to be taking place at Wave Church, which is
268, I believe, Fabi Street.
Fabi Street, yeah, correct. Yeah.
364 Fabi Street.
Yeah, 364 Fabi Street. Thank you for that. Yeah. So it's going to be there. It's going to be a very, very exciting moment. And yeah, we would love to have each and every one of you there.
Yeah, I'm strongly encouraging everyone to come and join this webinar. This is an amazing opportunity for you guys to be educated. I've been in this country for over 25 years. I wish I knew I wish we had an opportunity like this where people talk about finances. Maybe I would be somewhere in a different position financially. So you immigrants who happen to be lucky to be connected with this wonderful opportunity of December the 19th, we encourage you to come and learn. We work so hard. We want to learn how to use our money, how to invest our money. You don't need to learn only send back home, send back home, send back home, send back home. But you didn't need to learn how to use your money so that as much as we are sending back home, we love our families back home, but we want to prepare how are we going to grow old. Yes. We have energy to work double shift today. Are we going to have the same energy in the 10 years? So please come and join this opportunity to come and learn and grow from this amazing, wonderful woman who has who is a privilege to know about this. You might be financially well settled, eh?
Oh,
so we want the Lord. Share your experience with all of us. Mama Liz, back to you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the information. They are very, very educative. So we are expecting you December 19th, and that is on a Friday.
Yeah, that's correct.
So please do not forget 5:30 at 364 Fabi Street. Am I right?
Yeah, that's
the
correct.
Waves Church. So we will be expecting you. I want to say thank you once again to all of you, our audience. We love you. We really appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. This will be our last show for the year. So by God's grace, we will see you in 2026. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. Thank you so much. God bless.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
See you again next
Yeah.
year. 26. Many young people, they make fun of young who are Christians, and they feel like you're not cool enough. They feel like, have you ever felt like you're not cool enough? Have you ever felt like there is something that those who are not Christian that have better than you? Have you ever felt that you are kind of not cool enough, not really belonging enough?
Yeah, I felt that before. It's because I just feel like people will look at me different because I believe in Jesus, and they think that I can't have fun because I'm a Christian. But like, people who I'd say like go to parties and that's their way of having fun. My way of having fun is going to youth, and I feel like that same void that they're filling with parties, I feel like I could fill it more with just going to youth and having fun with my friends, worshiping the Lord.
Beautiful.
I think I can say the same, and of course there's still coolness in being Christian. Of course, going to youth group and meeting new friends through Christ, and yeah, just having fun. There's a lot of ways to be cool as a Christian, I would say.
One of the verses that I want to share is Joshua chapter 21 and the verse 45.
Okay.
It's one verse that I read, and then the Lord was blessing me, and then I really like it in French because it's really start well in French. But in English, he said, "Not one of all the Lord's good promises to the house of Israel." You can put your name there. You can put all the good promises to the house of Mr. Bapunge failed. Everyone was fulfilled. In French, il said de toutes les bonnes paroles que l'Éternel avait dites à la maison d'Israël, aucune ne resta sans effet. Toutes s'accomplissent. It means all of them, none of them. So as a child of God, as my sister was saying, all the promises that are in the Bible are yours. And since they are yours, the Lord said, I know the plans I have for you. I know the project I have for you. And then all those promises, the Lord will surely accomplish them as long as you stay beside him, as long as you remain faithful to him. Because there is that as long as that we have to put in front.
That's right.
If you go astray, if you leave the Lord, it will just wait until you come back to him. And then when you come back to him, then he will accomplish the promises that he has for.
As you get to date somebody, yes, there is the the love bomb period where everything is nice and beautiful. But at the same time, what you are doing there is you are getting to learn the patterns, right? So you're observing them closely to see, okay, well, as I say, in the summertime, it's nice outside and I'm home, I'm tired. Like I have my period and I'm laying out there, it's hurting, and then is he there? Hey honey, how are you doing? Or it's like, oh, it's summer, I gotta go, my friends are waiting for me out there, right? So because if he does that with you now while you're dating, guess what it's gonna do when you get married? It's probably gonna do the same thing. Is he caring? Is he able to really understand you? You building an emotional connection at the same time, right? And that emotional connection, it's a lot of people don't know how to explore that, right? So we kind of just, well, I love him, that's it. Well, what comes with love? What are the foundation of love, right? So we don't sometimes have that. So as you get to know that person really well, you determine those patterns. And when you get married together, now you can somehow anticipate certain of those patterns and behaviors. Say, okay, well, usually in the summer, this is what I can expect.
So because your finances now are together, you plan are together. Then one say, let's just save money for this one. Another one say, okay, let's just live a life. As you live once and you die tomorrow. So now one is a saver, another one does not get it. Then what do? And that's why today's generation, most of time when it doesn't, they'll be like, okay, I'm done.
So now
I'm out.
They are not supposed to, for them thinking, having all this kind of expectation. So what we are hearing now is, what's the name of that your daughter? Don't run away when
my daughter?
Yeah, when your expectations are
my daughter, my older one?
Yes.
Raisa.
Okay, Raisa. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's face this one.
That one, she's very patient. She's very patient.
She's patient.
Yes, she's very patient to make sure she finds the right person.
Yeah.
Right person.
Yeah, but however it is, as we are talking,
yeah,
I think I think behavior change is a bigger one. Yeah. Other than saying you are going, remember there are two imperfect people that comes together in marriage. Yeah. Nobody's too perfect. I have my own downfall. Maybe he has his own downfall. Now you are coming together, and then how are you going out to marry? That's why marriage is just becoming one. Yeah. So there's a lot of compromising that have to be in. There's a lot of behavior change that have been. What can I change? How can I change myself to accommodate my partner?
Okay, so let's ask this.
Okay, let me just add something to
Good
Mama
job.
I'm trying.
Claudine. It's not downfall, it's their weakness. Because they are not strong in that particular area.
This program is proudly brought to you by Nefertiti 24K Gold Soap. Jabari Design Watches. Nefertari Beauty.